Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time of day it is where you are. This is the 16th of August, and the title of the video for today is Criticism of Those Exposing Truth. It was stated in a comment on the previous video, quote, "David Icke is in the marketplace of fear. He does not offer solutions, and he is not correct in his presumption." And I added the S because I'm sure he means presumptions. Anyway, that was end quote. That was only part of the quote because there was actually more. Everyone has a right to his or her perceptions and also the right to agree or disagree. To me, David Icke, Max Igan, both cited in the comment, are playing a key role in the awakening process. Are they 100% correct? Of course not. No one is. None of us have all the facts, and certainly not all of the answers either. As humans, we face the very serious problem of being controlled by malevolent beings. Unless this travesty is turned around, human culture will suffer another reversal, as seems to have happened in the past. As always, I still believe it is the Creator's ultimate responsibility to provide that which is necessary to right the wrongs and transform our existence into something beneficial rather than the continuing malevolence that has taken over the planet for the past however many millennia. Indeed, this is an issue that will keep coming up until we either are exterminated or till the problem is corrected. For anyone that honestly believes that everything is in divine order, I would suggest you have a very warped and distorted impression of what divine order is. If divine order is anything goes, well then certainly it has been divine order. If divine order means good triumphs over evil, and truth triumphs over lies and errors, and rationality triumphs over ridiculous stupidity, and that's what our leaders, to me, exhibit, ridiculous stupidity. You don't need to look any further than the politics in the United States, but it's not just the United States, it's all over the world. The world is run by the most malevolent beings you could imagine, who have made an alliance of some sort with demons and evil entities. Now, some people come across with the idea that there is no evil entities, that that's all some misconception. I have looked at this thing, especially since I had my home stolen, I have looked at this thing with more critical eyes than perhaps I've ever looked at it in the past. Because I realized firsthand, not because somebody told me, but I realized firsthand that our elected officials are not to be trusted. And those that they hire for enforcement of their will against all rights and against all truth are people who do not have any law that's imposed on them that they feel they are obligated to obey. And this creates a planet of distortion, a planet of evil, a planet where everything is inside out and upside down, and it's all backwards. It's not the way it would be if we wanted, if our Creator wanted creation to thrive and to grow and to be the best it could possibly be. You don't do that by taking away rights. You don't do that by limiting people. You don't do that by allowing the criminals to run the system, and insane people to run the asylum. But that's what we have on earth. That's what I see when I look out. And you say, Ron, how can you see that? You're supposed to look at what's the positive side. There is no positive side when evil prevails. There is no positive side. Now, do I see good in myself? I mean, I have always been able to find within myself that which I love and appreciate, that which I feel like I'm objective. I've reached a level of objectivity, and I try to apply that. I've learned how to see those that have different viewpoints with a more loving heart, and certainly with more loving eyes, and perceive them in a way that that is capable of producing a working relationship where we can at least listen to one another. Now, I recognize that there are so many evils on the world. People point out to me about Islam. And Islam, of all the major world religions, started out with some good stuff. I mean, Muhammad really did. But then he himself, the founder of the religion, went berserk and started writing things that were insane, as I perceive it. Yet I have talked to people that are Muslims. I know people that are Muslims, and they are not bad people. They're just like you and me. But there's been a part of that culture, just as there has been a part of the Christian culture, and of course the Jewish culture or Israeli culture, which has been totally distorted by people that aren't even Jews and have no connection whatsoever to ancient Israel or to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I speak, of course, of the Khazarians, and that's most of Judaism today. But even those are human beings. We're all, even Clinton, and the Clintons are among to me, the worst thing. The Bushes and the Clintons are mass murderers. And the Clintons are murderers, even not just mass murderers creating artificial wars, but they have ordered people killed that get in their way, that speak badly of them. These are the worst type of people on the planet. They are so demonic, it's pathetic. And we need to know what the game is that these people are playing. It is to run the planet without rules, roughshod, so that they can be in charge and silence anyone who dares be a dissenter. And dissent is the only way we're ever going to grow. We can't. Silence, as I've said so many times, is consent. We can't just simply sit back and let whatever will be, will be. We've got to speak out, and more importantly, even to rise up. Now, it's hard to rise up alone. It's hard to rise up when there's just one person here or a few people here and there. They'll end up getting killed, as has happened so many times in our history. And we've seen it in our own lifetimes. The people that are trying to make a positive difference end up getting killed by those that want to maintain the control grid and to maintain their grip on holding on to the reins of power and the alleged wealth of the world. Something has to change. And to me, it's going to take, as I've said so many times, divine intervention and divine responsibility, taking action, however, through extraterrestrials, angelic realms, empowering people, turning our codons on so that we are not disempowered, but actually empowered, and that we have gifts, talents, and abilities that we can actually put to use for the positive changes that are needed. Thank you for listening, and namaste.